And it's lovely to have you joining us. You want to say hello, Choose?
Yeah, absolutely. Hello, everyone. This is our next installment of Inside the Outside, where we meet some of our team members here at the Outside.
And today we have Jen McSween.
Yay, Jen.
Administration and operations guru of the Outside. And then we also have with us David Nurse, who is essentially our lawyer. I mean, and so much more, but really this is the person we turn to when we need legal counsel. And then sometimes he tells us what to do, and other times he points us to other people. But we feel like if David points us to them, we're probably going to like them, or at least be able to work with them. So that's kind of our scoop. And so we're really excited to have the two of you joining us today.
And can't overestimate the role you both play in making the Outside work and go. So really pleased to have you and to get your perspective, right? To get your perspective on the Outside and the work you do and the work we're doing together. I just think it's a part of the business that doesn't get a lot of spotlight on it, but we're pleased to have you today. So. In
fact, we just had a team meeting and Jen was like, I'm actually very happy behind the scenes, right? But anyway, I think let's start off with maybe giving you, the two of you, a little bit of space just to kind of introduce yourselves and the kind of world of work you're in and you come from, and maybe a little bit about how you found us, and then we can go from there. So who would like to go first?
You go, Jen.
All right. So as Tim and Tuesday said, Jen McSween, operations manager at the Outside. I've been lucky enough to be with them the last 2 years. And how I got to meet these lovely folks is through David. So it's a really nice connection. It's nice to be on this vlog with the three of you. So my role with the Outside is just like, how would I describe it? Maybe I'm like the linchpin. Like I just,
yes,
that is a very good word.
Exactly.
Excellent.
Perfect.
Yes.
Like keep it all together. Keep us, on the straight and narrow, organized, and just keep moving. That would be, that's my role in a nutshell.
And Jen, can you say a little bit about what you were doing before you found us?
Oh yes, so exciting. So previous to Tim and to the Outside, I like to say Tim and Tuesday. I worked 10 years for a federal member of parliament. That's also how I met David through my work there, through him as an immigration lawyer. One of my key files was immigration, natural fit, we chatted. So worked for him for 10 years. It was a great experience. I wasn't at in Ottawa at the federal building, but I was local in our Kinston office. So I got to meet a lot of people and help them navigate all the bureaucracy that comes with the federal government and the different departments. So I loved that. I loved meeting people. I loved helping them to, navigate and to find solutions to their problems. That is me.
Do you want me to jump in?
Go ahead.
So I guess that just a little bit about myself, as Tim and Tuesday kind of introduced. I'm a lawyer by occupation. My practice is, I guess, a combination of business law, which sort of connected me to the Outside, and also immigration and employment. So I sort of touch all of those things. Immigration is probably the largest part of my work, and I help primarily entrepreneurs, business owners, and individuals navigate the Canadian immigration system. And I've been doing that pretty well full-time for the last 7 years after a career in government. And I find this is I sort of fell into the immigration work, but I really love it. It's a different sort of story and scenario every day based on individuals that you're working with. I can be working with a physician coming into New Brunswick to work in a hospital and provide service, or a couple that's trying to be not being reunited because immigration barriers are preventing them from living together as a family. So it's quite rewarding work, challenging, and every file is its own sort of story, which I really like. I love that. I guess each case is a unique story dealing with unique individuals. And I also do business work, which is what led me to the outside. And in my work in government that I referred to, I sort of provided, I guess, a general counsel role. I worked in a number of different areas, including business, employment, and so on. And so I think it gives me a good perspective and experience to advise, businesses like the outside that need help in lots of different areas, sophisticated, agreements, but also, things that just pop up as we work together. I wanted to thank Tuesday for kind of saying how, valued, and Tim for saying how valued my contribution is, because, it is nice to hear that, and I do appreciate it, and I do hear it. And I really enjoyed working with all of you, including Jen when she worked with me prior to joining the outside. So, I thank you for the opportunity to work with you and continue to do so. And I take a little bit of pride in Jen's success, because I remember the conversations with Tim.
Yes, I was about to say that. That's so cool.
When I was changing roles and Jen was not going to be continuing with me, and I said, like, this person, essentially, I think I said, this person can be a linchpin because of her attitude and sort of, didn't use that word, but like the intent that, Jen's just a unique person in her willingness to take 100% of responsibility to everything that lands on her plate. And we all know how rare that is. So we're very fortunate to have found each other. And I take a little bit of credit for making the connection.
Well, and you have our undying gratitude, because I have no idea the outside would not be the outside without Jen, for sure. I feel like everyone who knows us even a little bit knows that. And Jen, I'm quite curious about what you found or discovered working with the outside. I mean, I'm assuming we're not like 10 years in federal government, but perhaps we are. I mean, you can tell us.
No, definitely not. So I'd say, like, beyond the language that the outside brings and the theory, like, I'm learning that every day. It's been 2 years, but I'm still learning, which is awesome. We do, as a team, as an outside team, we do bi-weekly check-ins with all of our outsiders. And one of the things, even in all of our meetings, actually, we do a check-in at the start of each meeting. And I've never experienced that before. Like, we do like an internal and external. So a personal and like a work check-in. And sometimes during our TO meetings, the meeting is the check-in. It's amazing. Like, we really connect and build relationship with one another. And that is just that is unique from my experience. Like, I've never been a part of that. So it's amazing. It's wonderful. It helps me grow and learn about everyone. I mean, we have Brona in Scotland. We have Summer in St. Croix. I've never met these people, but they're amazing. And I feel connected to them from those check-ins. So that's been huge with the outside. The outside's guiding principles. 2 of them are love and generosity. I've never come across that in an organization either. That's amazing. And I feel blessed to be part of an organization that has those as their founding principles. It's incredible.
You know what? It was funny today, because when Brona was on the call with us today, she actually said that she hadn't met the majority of people on the call, right? I mean, I was just remembering, but she was amazed at how connected she felt to the people. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a result of those check-ins. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing. Can I just comment on that, on kind of the uniqueness of working with the outside and kind of what I've seen? I sort of came to the work as Jen and Tim know, just kind of meeting through the small community that the 3 of us, Tim, Jen, and myself live in. And so, I mean, the thing that I find amazing about Tim and Tuesday and what you've built is that it has a very, it still has a small, team feeling. It's very intimate, very warm, very much like, you'd have the conversation with the local grocer, or sort of someone who's very down to earth and very in your community, but at the same time, you're doing incredibly sophisticated global work without arrogance or pretense, And so I just think that's a fascinating kind of combination that, probably has helped you, win some of the work that you have won, because it's a unique value proposition that others are not putting forward. So I've seen that. I mean, the thing that when we were kind of getting ready, I sort of thought about is, that I found most interesting about the work is just the degree to which you are this decentralized sort of team of experts that are all, trying to, collaborate on, large projects that are maybe, based in Europe or the US, and, your team is based everywhere. And the degree to which you kind of, you don't think in, I guess, traditional sort of legal terms. Like, I guess there's been times when I've been, pushing, more conventional agreements onto you. You always start with the conventional sort of standard contract that you would use, whether that's for independent contractor, employee, or et cetera. And you guys have always pushed back and said, like, this isn't exactly, or is very far from what we want. We want to reflect the collaboration that goes on. We want to reflect the long-term relationship. And Tim said it, and Tuesday said it, we're looking to protect the relationships that we have established, through this work. And that's, even a priority over, protecting the short-term interests of the outside, or, Tim and Tuesday personally. And, I think that was fantastic to be challenged in that way, to think differently about it.
I don't know if you've heard us say this, but that's part of, and of course, Jen as well, but Jen, I just feel like it's a daily thing with you. You're like, okay, all right, this is maybe different from tradition, but we would have gone with it. But I feel like, David, one of the ways that you've really met us is like, okay, here's how it would typically happen. Let me go back and think about how we could do it differently for you. So there's never been a balking at trying to do something different. It's always been like, let's figure this out, which it feels like that's, I feel like that's what makes an outsider, really, right? It's not a no, this isn't how it works. It's a, okay, let's figure out how to make this work. And so I've always been amazed with how both quickly you turn things around, but also I feel like how quickly you get that we're trying to do something different. I feel like often we have to push, like, no, we're trying to do something different here. And I feel like you've just kind of met us and said, okay, what's different here, and how can we meet that? And I feel like both of you really have that. I don't feel like, while both of you could be in a role that kind of like reins us in or contracts what we're doing, I feel like both of you have been like, no, how do we build this platform for you to do what you're thinking about doing? Whether it's a legal structure or legally, or Jen, our ops wise, both of you, I feel like, are like, okay, how do we make this actually work? Which I think is a huge both benefit to our team, but it's part of the way we work.
We're near the end of our little like mini vlogs, 10 minutes of whatever. But like, so I'm like, crystal ball, you have two very different perspectives on the work than a lot of the people we get on the vlog, And so I'm just wondering, if you look in the crystal ball and you look into the future of the outside from your unique perspectives as kind of like the legal leadership and the administrative and operations leadership, like, what do you see in the future here? Like, where do you see this thing going from your vantage point? Jen, I feel like you might be up next. What do you think? I
mean, sky's the limit. Like, I'm constantly saying that for the outside. I think, continued expansion in terms of like our remote work, delivery, and engagement. Obviously, like, we're working really hard on that now, and that's only going to grow and become more sophisticated and amazing. And then, growth and reach in terms of the outside team. I think as we move forward, we're going to bring more amazing people in, and we're just going to continue to grow. Like, those are two two areas for sure that I see in the future of the outside. I'd love to hear what David has to say.
Sure. I mean, I sort of hinted at this earlier. I mean, I guess I can see you sort of built a platform for, you know, Tim and Tuesday to be, you know, the thought leaders, the people who drive the vision of the organization, but are not necessarily having to personally implement the methodology on every project or in every kind of key meeting. You know, I have other clients, you know, who are kind of like top consultants in big kind of organizations, and you know, they're still traveling like 185 or 200 days a year, and you know, I sometimes wonder if that kind of undermines their ability to do the big thinking and the leading and kind of thinking about what's next. And so I can sort of see the two of you doing less of every meeting and every delivery, and more of the leadership. And you know, maybe, and you guys kind of resisted this, but maybe you know, being more public, being more. I think you have a lot to offer, both from like the vision of the business, but also in the you know, the methods and just perspective on what's going on in the world now.
Thank you both so much for coming. Just huge gratitude, obviously, for this time now, but just for kind of joining in with us. Take care, friends. We'll see you in the next vlog, Inside the Outside.
Thank you.